I've always known that when I was interested in people, I was always very contemptuous of this idea of love. I regarded it as a weak thing, a soppy thing, a silly thing.
Hmm.
And to my mind, it was more about wanting the person because I found it interesting being with them. So that might be because I liked what they talked about, or I found them physically attractive and that interested me, or that I thought about, yeah, I want to kiss those full lips. I wonder what her breasts are like. I wonder what she's like when she's bent over, how pert her bottom is. Things such as that. So it was the almost the curiosity about them that drove it, not any kind of love. It was wanting to know, what would this person be like when they become mine, when I conquer them, when I collect them. In terms of a sexual connection, I think it would be fair to say that there are individuals where there might well have been a meeting of sexual need and desire. I don't connect to people because of the absence of my emotional empathy. I connect them to me. But there are individuals where the level of stimulation that they provided to me was greater than others. So if you were, in the broadest of senses, going to talk about a form of sexual connection, you would say, I suppose one way of describing it would be to say they cater to my needs better than somebody else. So if I was to use other people's language, it would be to say, yeah, there was a better connection with them than anyone else. But be under no illusion, I don't connect to anybody. I just connect
Hmm.
them to me. That's why I'm able to pick people up and then throw them away so easily.
Are you a generous lover in bed?
It depends on the circumstances. So if I want to make you mine, I know that the most appropriate way is to be very giving, and I'm particularly skilled in that regard, not had
Hmm.
any complaints in that respect. If I want to be selfish because you have annoyed me, because I see you as painted black, then I will be a selfish lover. So it depends on the circumstances. But where you're painted white, one of the most effective ways to get that person under control is to be giving and generous and recognize. Because I've talked about this in terms of what I do professionally, whereby I have this ability to absorb a lot of information about my environment to make appropriate decisions, which basically preserve my well-being and safeguard my status as a living individual. That also applies in the sexual arena. So I'm able to absorb the way that somebody is looking, the way that they are breathing, the heat that's emanating from them, the way that they're positioning themselves, the noises that they are making, to know that's working, no, that's not working, do this, don't do that, continue with doing that. So I'm actually very attentive in that respect, naturally, not because I care, but because I'm into it for what it's giving me. That it's a game to me. A person presents
Hmm.
almost like a puzzle. So you remember the Rubik's Cube that was all the
Hmm.
rage years ago.
Right.
So a sexual partner comes to me all scrambled up like that Rubik's Cube. And what I
Hmm.
want to do is complete it. So I want to find out what makes them tick. I want to make them find out what really gets them going. Because with some people, it's harder than others. I remember one particular girlfriend, she was really hard to cause her to orgasm. And so achieving that was part of the necessity of gaining that control over her, of working the way through the puzzle to get to that point, because it's about providing the stimulation. That's what matters to me.